Welcome to Synagogues of Germany, Part 4. We start out with checking 3 Jewish houses of worship in the city of Cologne. At least that's how it's spelled, with English letters or in French, and how both the French and the English-speaking people pronounce the city's name. But the Germans have it shortened to 4 letters, K-O-L-N, and it's pronounced Köln. Köln. The building shown here houses the Lubavitch Chabad of Köln. It is on Hochstadenstrasse, or Hochstaden Street. The executive director of this branch is Rabbi Menachem M. Strokes. Our next stop takes us to the liberal Jewish congregation of Köln, called Gesher La Masoret. Masoret is the Hebrew expression used for traditional or conservative Jews. And for the most part in Europe, liberal Jews hold to the Masoret traditions. The congregation was established in 1996. They do not have weekday services, but rather just for Shabbat and holidays. This includes both Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. Gesher is a Hebrew word meaning bridge in English. The congregation was started to try to induce those who did not particularly feel comfortable in Orthodox services to have a place of their own, especially if they would feel that Reform practices were alien to them. And now for a clarification about services. On the first 3 weekends of the month, Shabbat services are held on Friday evenings. On the 4th, it is held on Saturday mornings. And if there should be a 5th Saturday in the month, then it is utilized for a Mincha afternoon service followed by Havdalah. In the past, there has been a Rabbi Rothschild as spiritual leader, but we're not sure if he is still involved. Our third and final stop in Köln is the community synagogue. The Jewish community of Cologne, with about 5,000 members, is considered the oldest north of the Alps. Before the war, there were more than 1 synagogue in the city. As a result of Kristallnacht, the synagogues were damaged or destroyed, and the Gestapo rounded up and shipped away 800 Jewish men. In 1945, the few remaining Jews in Cologne founded a new synagogue out of the ruins of the one on Rundstrasse. The facility shown here is on Rundstrasse. In 1949, another small congregation was established on Ottostrasse. A rededication to this building was done in 1959. With outside financial assistance, the Ottostrasse location is expanded for the purpose of a welfare center, including a nursing home, a nursery, and elementary school. The synagogue at this location on Rundstrasse is of Orthodox practice. The rest of this particular episode will showcase only cities with 1 Jewish house of worship in it. The first here is Darmstadt, which is in southwest Germany and not far from Frankfurt. Whatever Jewish life existed in Darmstadt was destroyed in 1938. At that time, the main synagogue had 30 Torah scrolls. It, along with the other one, which was Orthodox, were burnt down to the ground. In 1946, there were 672 Jews in Darmstadt. In 1967, there were less than 100 in the area. A new synagogue for the community with about 116 members was built, as shown here, in 1988. With the influx of Jews from the former Soviet Union, the total number of membership rose to at least 670 to just after the turn of the century. Delmenhorst is in the Lower Saxony area of Germany. It has about 74,000 residents, and located here is a new Jewish community center that was built to accommodate the former Soviet Union refugees who fled to Germany and now number over about 200 in the area. Here's a picture of a Delmenhorst synagogue in the 1920s. And here's a look at its interior in 1929. And another look at the synagogue from the outside in the 1930s. Dessau is a town with about 78,000 residents. The red marker is the location of the synagogue. Here is one of the more original synagogue there. The synagogue was destroyed in 1938. One Torah scroll was taken to Palestine. 11 women and 1 man survived the Holocaust. After World War II, Dessau was in the hands of the communists. When the communist government fell, in 1994, a new Jewish community was established. 10 years ago, there were at least 380 Jews in the Dessau area. Dessau and Wörlitz are sister cities. What you're looking at here is what was called the Wörlitz Synagogue. It was badly damaged in 1938, but because it had been declared a national monument a year earlier, the Parks Administration insisted that the building be left alone. Since 2003, there has been efforts to restore it, and it is now a museum piece. Here is a closer look at the current synagogue building in use in Dessau. That would be the one from the overhead shot that we showed at the beginning of the discussion of this particular city. Here is an overhead shot of the new Jewish cultural building in Dortmund. And here is a look inside the synagogue. Dortmund, with about 600,000 population, is in the North Rhine-Westphalia region. The original Dortmund synagogue was erected in 1900. It had 1,300 seats. When the Nazis took over in 1933, they made the Jewish community sell the building, and the Nazis confiscated the profit. They tore down the building right before Kristallnacht. Newer governments in charge didn't show any better respect. Between 1958 and 1965, Dortmund's new opera house was built on its land. Of course, they put up a memorial stone in its plaza. The newer synagogue building was erected in 1956, seating 200. So, we conclude this episode reminding everyone that there are still plenty more Jewish houses of worship to check out in the country of Germany. So, bye for now and see you real soon.